Alright, so these are small palettes and palettes that are more like because of the theming that I have them or I'm keeping them. So we're going to jump in here and start with these ones. These are Corpse Bride from Revolution. So we have the Newlyweds. Very pretty palette. So I'm keeping that one. And then Grave Misunderstanding. I'm also keeping that one. This one I'm keeping. This is Handbook for the Recently Deceased. And I have no idea what the branding is, but that is what she looks like. Very pretty palette. Very fun palette. Then I have this one, Now and Forever eyeshadow palette. And it is all matte. And this is what she looks like. This one is starting to come apart. I need to fix it. That's what I'm thinking on. Same with this one. This is Wonderful Nightmare. And that is what she looks like. I think these are all eyeshadows. I don't know why there's 3 bigger ones. That one I'm thinking about getting rid of. Corpse Bride by Makeup Revolution. This is such a pretty palette. The pans are tiny. I hated that the pans are so small. They're a little hard to get into, but it is a very pretty palette, and I'm keeping that one. Then I have Master of Fright eyeshadow palette, and that is what she looks like. Some really pretty colors in here. I'm pretty sure the black and the red I did not have good luck with. But I'm going to think on this one. I know on these 3 I'm probably going to keep majority of them, but I feel like I should get rid of at least one. So the Vampire Diaries by Lottie London. Love Sucks. This is a cute little palette. I'm going to think on that one as well. Then I have these 4 from She Glam. These are Harry Potter. So I have Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Gryffindor. And I want to keep these ones. And then from Makeup Revolution, I have The Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And I keep it in the box because I don't want the fuzzy packaging to get gross. And that is what she looks like. Very pretty. I'm definitely keeping that palette. And then we have these 3 by Makeup Revolution. These are the Fortnite collab palettes. So we have the llama one. Such a pretty color story. Then we have the banana one. Don't know that these really had a name. Peely. This is the Peely palette. And then we have the Cuddle Team Leader. Very pretty palette. And then from She Glam, I have the Rick and Morty palette. I haven't used this one yet, but I need to because, I mean, there's some pretty shades in here, but I also need to try it out. And those look really pretty. Keeping that one. Then the Corpse Bride by She Glam. Definitely keeping this palette. Such a pretty palette. I've done some really pretty looks with that palette. And then also from She Glam, I have the whole Zodiac collection. So these are not in order. We have Sagittarius. Oops. Such a pretty purple palette. Gemini, which is what I am. I don't really like the color story in that one. Pisces. Pretty. Cancer. My sister that I lost this year was a Cancer. Lively Leo. Virtuous Virgo. Pretty green story. Calm Capricorn. Loving Libra. That's a fun color story. Striking Scorpio, Tenacious Taurus, Ambitious Aquarius, and Adventurous Aries. So pretty. I'm keeping these ones. I'm not ready to let any of those go. Alright, these are the palettes I have upstairs in my Shop My Stash right now. So we have Too Faced Popcorn Bowls, Pat McGrath Slabs, Divine Rose Lux Quad, and Eternal Eden. This came from Ipsy. Really pretty palette. Glamlight Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Glamlight Creeps and Crawls. Ruh-Roh Raggy. Candy by Rasha B. Cobra by Clarity Cosmetics. Graveyard Smash by Wicked Widow. And Stained Blast by Clarity Cosmetics. Now, right now I'm not getting rid of any of these. The ones that are up, that are in, pretty much going to be in a chopping block, we'll put it that way, is the Too Faced, Pat McGrath, Cobra, Candy, the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Yeah, these 4 I'm definitely keeping, and then these 5 I'm going to use and see what I think. Alright, so these are my more neutral leaning palettes. So I'm going to start with ones I know for sure I want to get rid of. So we have the Viseart Petite Pro Choice, something like that. And I don't want this one. I was not impressed by it, so that one can go. Let me just start with it over here. This She Glam Pillow Fluff Daydreamer Mini Palette. I'm never realistically going to use that, so it can go. Let's see here. This Ophir one. It looks like that. I wasn't impressed. It can go. I'm just trying to see what all I have out here. So I have this Laura Geller Italian Marble Baked Eyeshadow Palette. It is 5 shades, and they're all very satiny. So I can go, alright, and now we will get into actually trying to make dishes and spruce. Oh boy. So I'm going to start with these Inslee Rain ones that I know I'm not getting rid of. So I have Hoppy Go Lucky. This little tiny 6-pan palette. It's so cute. I love it. I probably have the matte somewhere, but I like the shimmers, so I'm going to keep it, and I love the packaging. Wolf Moon. I adore this palette. For a neutral palette, it is stunning. Absolutely amazing. Not going anywhere. Same with Snow Moon. Stunning. Absolutely love this palette. You can see there's a pretty good dip in that shade. Light in Your Eyes. Also love this palette. I had a dip going in that shade. And that shade. And that shade. A tiny one in this shade and this shade, but yeah, I adore that palette as well. And then Cold Moon. Absolutely adore this palette. I love Inslee Rain's formula, mattes and shimmers, so that's staying. So those are staying. Let's see. Give me a second. Alright, so these are the smaller palettes laid out. Let's see. This one by Fenty. I want to love it so much, but I don't, so I'm going to let it go. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, I'm being interrupted again. These palettes are really pretty. Alright. Oh. So I have some shimmers that are very similar, I think. Oh my goodness. This one doesn't even want to open. There it goes. This one's weird. It has a hole in the bottom, but there wasn't anything. Like, no brush or anything. There's a mirror, but I like the packaging a lot. So I don't really need these mattes, but it goes with this palette. Like, they go together. So let's see what these shimmers here do. This is Laura Geller Pink Buttercream. Alright, those are really pretty. But do I have something similar or even better? Not similar. Almost. No, almost. I don't think that one's going to fit the bill either. No. I think most of these are a little bit more colorful. I think this is all mattes as well. Much more gold. I really like those two shimmers, so I'm going to think on this one. Let's see, I think this might be similar. Not really, but it did make this one not look as promising. It's really hard to do swatches from here. Should probably start doing them underneath, but they're a little bit different. Not a lot, so this one can go. Set this aside so I can put it back. This palette here has some gorgeous shimmers. And which one did I miss? There it is. So one of these I swatched twice. But they're so creamy and so smooth. And this brand's on Amazon. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I hope it's still a brand because they have really good quality. This one from ABH. Still a little bit golden for that. So I really do want to keep this. But I feel like I can't just get rid of this. Because they go together. I know these palettes, all of these I'm going to keep. This ColourPop Crystal Clear, that Clear Aquarius is on the chopping block. It's ABH one. I love this one. I created a gorgeous eye look with that. I don't think I liked the blues in here. Yeah, that one can go. That was Midnight Sky. And then this one is Spiced Copper. Really pretty. I probably don't need this one as well. No. I have shade in there similar that I like to feel like it feels much more creamy than this does, so that can go. And then from Dose of Colors, I have these two little palettes. And so this one I don't need. I'll let that one go. This one I still really like those shimmers in there, and I can create an eye look with it. This little Bambi palette is so precious. I love Bambi. That's pretty. So, let's see. Everybody says this is the best formula, but I'm just not going to realistically use it, so it can go. She's back. She didn't go very far. She loves her grandma, apparently. So, I know I'm keeping these 10 for sure. And I definitely want to keep this one. So, I'm going to keep those two. I'm keeping the Beauty and the Beast palette. This thing is so pretty. And I love Disney stuff. So, I'm going to keep Bambi. I can't get rid of Bambi. So, this palette is so pretty, but I don't use it enough. So I'm going to let go of this Lord Geller one. I don't think I will use that one. And I'm going to keep the rest. But I'm going to put this one and this one and this one in the chopping block palettes. And you know what? I'm going to put Bambi in there too because I need to use it. Everything else I'm going to keep here. Alright, the next grouping is 9 pans and I think 10 pans. Yeah. So, I know this palette, I really enjoyed the looks I created out of this. It was stunning. And I have that shimmery shade right there, so that's going to stay. So we have Dear Dahlia here. I had these Hints palettes. I really like the quality of these. This one is probably my favorite, but I definitely want to keep all 3 of these. I really like this brand. Let's see. Going Coconuts. Lucky Penny. Very warm. Mama B. Yeah, Mama B. Roaring Hearts. I really like this shade, but I'm sure I have shades like that. And this is Sydney Grace. This one's going in the chopping block because I need to figure out if I actually like it or not. So here I think I can get rid of this one, and I'm going to keep these 2 for sure. And this one I wanted for the packaging because it's so cute. And it does really good for build your own palettes. Yeah, I'm going to keep both of these. I can't polish them. I love my ColourPop because they're magnetic. And then this Dear Dahlia palette is really pretty, but I don't think the shimmers were impressive, so I'm going to part with that one. The next little grouping here, we have the Sugar Drizzle Bunny Love palette. Super pretty palette. I just don't think I'm going to use this enough, so I'm going to let that one go. Sailor Moon by ColourPop. Missing some shades, and there's an extra shade in there. Not going anywhere. Let's see. No. Where am I? Oh, they're all colorful, that's why. We have Heavy Petal. Pretty palette. Pretty please. Glamazon Beauty by Nubian Queen. I think it's Glamazon's the brand. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Nubian Queen. Alright, let's do this for mirror. And then Ace Beauty Falling For You. I like this palette. And the shimmers in here are really stunning. So I want that one. I like ColourPop because they're magnetic. The hard part here is both of these are good. I just don't know how often I will use them. They're very similar. This one has a little bit more purple, more color. So I think I will part with this one and put this one in the chopping block. Or the maybes. We'll go over the chopping block at the end for sure. Alright, Pepper does not seem too much to go upstairs. She wants to stay down here with me and be in the way. So we're just going to let her be here. We're going to go over Lunar Beauty now. So I have the 12 Days of Lunar. This palette is so pretty. I love this palette. I'm going to keep that one. Life's a Drag Facelift is one I am definitely considering getting rid of. I just don't reach for it. It's not a color story combination that I like. Full Fantasy, definitely keeping this one. Nude Prism, definitely keeping that one. And Eternal Eclipse, I'm definitely keeping that one. Facelift, I'm going to stick over to the side for the maybe pile because I don't know that I want to let it go. I love his palettes. His quality is amazing. I think my biggest holdup is I don't like the colorful section. I just don't like the color selection. And there's just nothing, there's no special, like, there's no spectacular shimmers. They don't have to be shifty. I just want something more. Like, these are nice, but I feel like these are more your neutral. I mean, that'll work over this, but it's just going to make it frosty, where I want something different for colors. And I could reach into other palettes, I know that, but I could also reach into other palettes and have all of these colors, so this is going in the maybe pile for now. Alright, so these are palettes of similar size and packaging, I guess. And this is hard. Don't know that there's any really that I want to get rid of here. I know my Pat McGraths aren't going anywhere. I love these. I have Moonlit Seduction and Utopian Dream. So those two are staying. We have Rust by Melt. I'm not going to use this. This can go. I have the Naked Urban Decay Honey. This was a gift. I picked it out, but it was a gift. So I got a gift card from my hubby, and that's one of the things I picked out. It was the only makeup I got. I have this KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette, and these shimmers are so pretty. So I'm going to keep that. And then I have the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. This thing smells divine. This is going to go in the I can't remember. There's a Cherry Coke palette. I like this one too. And Buxom Babe, this is such a pretty palette. This one, I want to keep it so bad. I'm going to put this one and this one. I'm going to put these 4 in the chopping block. There we go. And then these 3 I'm keeping. Real quick, we will discuss this one and this one. So this one's not going anywhere. This is the Game of Thrones by Urban Decay. Gorgeous palette, and I'm definitely keeping that. Then ColourPop, Your Golden. It's very messy, but it is such a pretty palette. I like the shimmers and the mattes in here. This is great for build your own color stories, so I'm going to keep that one. And this is the last of the neutrally leaning palettes. And this is a tough one as well. I never realized how similar those 2 palettes are. And this is Dose of Colors. She's a 10. And Ace Beauty Smoky Roses. I created a really pretty eye look with this palette. And with this palette. So they're similar, but they're different. If that makes any sense. I think I like the shimmers better in here. But I like how dark some of those mattes go. So I think these 2 I'm going to try up against each other and come back on. And then I have this Wake Make palette. This is the Squid Games palette. This palette I created a really pretty look. I really like the quality of this, so I'm going to keep that. These are my more grungy palettes. I need to think. Alright, so I did a bunch of swatching to figure out what I like the most. And I decided that so with these 2 palettes, this one has more shades that I will use as far as the shimmers, which seems weird because this has more, but they're very warm, except for like this one and this one. And then in this palette, I love this shimmer and this shimmer. And it's also got these 2 blushes. So I'm going to keep that one for now. Both are You Can Be. This is just as Baked Beauty face palette. And one of those is supposed to be a bronzer. And then this is the Sun Kissed and Classic Baked Formula. These were really nice. I really enjoyed these. But I think I can do a part with this one. And then here, this one, the shimmers are just not as shiny as this. And this has that golden white tone that I love. So this one's going to go. I keep these 4. I'm going to put these 2 in the chopping block. Alright, so I have 3 that are very smoky, black, whatever. Ghostface Lives. I love this palette. Blown Smoke. Also another great palette. And then Spellbound Beauty Carpe Noctum. This is a really good palette. The shimmers aren't shifty or anything super amazing. This one's really pretty. Got some satiny shades in here. But I love these 2 mattes. And its bats is pretty good. And of course I love the grays. There's that shimmer. So I'm keeping all 3 of those. Alright, this is, I think, this is the rest of my 9 pans, with a few exceptions in there. So let's start over here. I have Cloud Spun, very pink. Miss Bliss, Peachy, Mint to Be, On Cloud Blue. I've used this one quite a few times. I am a fan of blue. Blue Moon. Also used that one quite a few times. Orchid You Not. I love this palette as well. In a Trance. Really pretty pastel-y colors. Honey. Love the yellows in there. And Orange You Glad. I'll put that over here. There we go. And then Super Bloom. This is the ones that aren't magnetic, which sucks, but it is super pretty. I just don't know. I really like that green. And then In a Daze, which is similar to that one, but not the same. That's a really pretty shimmer. And then we have Fine Feathered, which is a lot like Orchid You Not, but like a lighter. All Amethyst, so pretty. Lavish, really like that palette. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. So did my daughter. And then So Elemental, more blues. I love blue and purple. And then the Lakers palette. And the Chicago Bulls with a few extra shades in there. So that's all the 9 pans. And then I have this one that just has random shades in here. Really pretty shades. I could probably get rid of a few of those. Possibly. And then Lush Life. I like this palette. It has a bright green in it. Oh, very different. I did not want to swatch. Yeah, that's not near as bright. I think I can part with that one. I can't believe I got rid of a color pop. So the other one that's not magnetic is this one. And I really like this shade. Let's see how it swatches. So I think I have better than that. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And then I'm definitely keeping all of these other ones. So, on these palettes, let's see. Don't think I really need any of these. No, this palette's gonna go. And then here, let's see. Those are really good. Oh, there's a couple more. This is the one I really liked, but yeah, that one can go. I'm going to hold on to for now. So I have the Harry Potter palette. I really like this one. This one's staying. I have The Legend of Korra. That one's staying. My Little Pony. That one's staying. Sailor Moon. Pretty Guardians for Love and Justice. Staying. Nightmare Before Christmas. Staying. Lost in Wonderland. Staying. Alright, that's all the collab palettes. I have Flirty Talk here, but I want to put this up against a couple other palettes before I decide. It's all good. Very warm, very pretty palette. I'm going to keep that one. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of these big ones. Play It Jewel. Aura Struck. It's a Mood. This has some extra shades. I can probably get rid of some of those, but... And then Fade Into Hue, and this was a free one with order at one point. I'm missing a couple of shades, but it's alright. Here, I want to see if there's any shades I want to trade out and get rid of. For now, I'm going to leave those in there. I don't really see anything that I want to trade out right now. Alright, another chunk of palettes. So we have Lorella Desert Skies. I'm really liking the look I created with this palette. I'm going to keep that. XX Revolution or X Revolution Beetlejuice. Whatever. Keeping that one. We have some Glamlight palettes. Oh, I have two more ColourPop here. I missed somehow. So ColourPop Enchanted. I'm keeping that one. I love that palette. Control Alt Glam. I'm gonna keep that one right now. And then from Glamlight, we have the Frosted Flakes palette. I'm keeping that one. Wine. Keeping. And Margarita. And this one I struggled to create looks with. I'm going to put this in the chopping block. And then we have Sigma Untamed. Such a pretty palette. I want to keep that one still. And from Kylie Cosmetics, I have the Wizard of Oz palette. I want to keep that one. So pretty. Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I am still trying to make this work. I'm going to put this in the chopping block. Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. Very pretty greens and blues. Put that in the chopping block. Sweet Shop Cotton Candy. I want to keep that one. Profusion Cosmetics and Casper. If I keep that is. I love that palette. This was such a great palette. I'm keeping that. Then from Land Moon, this is the Creatist palette. This is a dupe for the James Charles palette, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking so. Which keeps me from using it. When I first got it, I had no idea because I do not watch anything involving James Charles. And so I used this palette a couple of times, and the quality is amazing. Blends out. It's so beautiful. The few shimmers are gorgeous, but I don't use it because of that little bit of a connection. It may not even be a dupe for that, but it looks like it, so I'm gonna let that one go. From Juvia's Place, I have the Candy Shop. I love these. And Garden of Juvia's. And this one I want to compare. So where did I put that pink palette at? And then from Juvia's Place as well, we have the Culture. Such a pretty palette, but I don't reach for it enough. I'm going to put this in the chopping block. I'm not ready to part with it. I thought I would be, but I'm not. From Morphe, this is 35L Ultra Lavender. And I don't need this palette. This one can go. NYX Avatar, not going anywhere, keeping that. From Profusion, Jurassic World palette. It has a bunch of eyeshadows, a highlighter in the middle, and then it also has these glitters. And I'm not playing with this. I love Jurassic World stuff. And then also Profusion. This is the Jurassic Park palette. Oh, it doesn't sing. No. I may have it to where the paper keeps it from doing it, actually. I'm not sure. Let's see. Nope. Apparently it did die. Oh well. Still keeping it because it's Jurassic World. And then from Ace Beauty, I have the Palettopoly palette. I'm not getting rid of this. I love this palette. I'm also keeping that one. I don't know why it was set off to the side. That's so pretty. Some more colorful palettes. I'm going to grab the ones I for sure know already, like right off my head. I know I'm keeping Melt Edward Scissorhands. I love this palette. It is amazing. Super pretty. Love that palette. Ophir Quadratic Opal Shades. Well, I don't know. Oop, and it broke. This one is really pretty. I've never had it do all that, though. But I'm going to get rid of it because it's a quad. And I just won't realistically reach for it. Let's see. Sigma Alice in Wonderland. Not going anywhere. I love this palette. Same with the Sigma and the Little Mermaid. Not going anywhere. Love this palette. And then, let's see here. We have Flex Beauty Cosmetics. Made this. This is a palette I decided on. Kind of. I had her pick out some shades too. It was too hard to do it all online. And this is also by Flex Beauty, which apparently I do have two of the same shade here. But I already dug into both of them, so just going to keep them for now. But these aren't going anywhere. Love that brand. Now, more decisions. Give me a second. Alright, so we have a bunch of purple here. I really want to love this Notoriously Morbid Madame Violet palette. I want to love it so much, but I've had a lot of problems with this palette. And I think, yeah, the shades are glued in. So the shimmers are really pretty. And this palette created beautiful eye looks, and this is a really, really affordable palette. I had a lot of fun playing with this. This is the Aflano Lilac Charm. A really pretty palette. And Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions. Ace Beauty Floor. Probably said that wrong. I don't like the size of these pans. The shape of them, I should say. But that was stunning. And then Glamlight Special Dark Hershey Kisses palette. They're all, like, this is the only one that's super pale. And the rest of them are pretty dark. This one has some pale shades, but I really like the shimmers in that palette. This one by Huda can go. This is going to go in the chopping block, and then these are going to stay. These three. Alright. Then we have this Hershey Kisses Lava Cake. Really pretty. This is very different from my other pink palettes. I'm going to keep this one. I really like these. I think they're adorable. Then we have Begonia by Ace Beauty. I love this color story. I don't know what it is. It just speaks to me so much. This is going to go on the chopping block, though. Make sure actually I'm going to use it. Then from... who's this by? Peach Sea, maybe? I don't know. It's K Beauty. I have 3 and 4. So 3 is Replay Pink, and 4 is Sunlit Citrus. These were really pretty little palettes. Realistically, I probably don't need them, but I love them. I really like the shimmers in these. They're different. And then the glitters are really nice. And I do like glitters, so I'm going to keep those. And then blue, we have the Hershey's Kisses, Cookies, and Cream palette. Such a pretty palette. And then BH Sub-Zero. And I'm keeping both of these. Green, we have the e.l.f. Cosmetics Bite Size Hot Jalapeno. Such a cute little palette. My daughter got me this one. And then Avocado Toast by BH Cosmetics. Really pretty palette. I'm going to put this one on the chopping block, though. And then BH Cosmetics, I have Los Angeles. Really pretty palette. And I also have Tokyo. And Tokyo can go. This one I want to compare. And then Charmacy Milano, I have these 2 little bitty palettes that are duochromes. They're so pretty. I'm going to keep these for now. Alright, so another grouping of palettes. Start with the small ones here. So I have this Flower Nose Shells Jewel Collection. SO2 Mermaid's Tears. Such a pretty palette. I really enjoyed using this. I am keeping that. Then I have the Natasha Denona Jubilee palette. And I'm going to keep this one. I have 3 of these little bitty color pop palettes. And I think they're magnetic. I'm not sure. Alright, so I found it. Yep, definitely magnetic. So I have Statement Piece, All a Flutter, and On a Wing. And I also have this Bambi one, Flower. Super cute. Also magnetic, which I thought it was. I know I'm keeping this one. I think I'm going to keep all 3 of these, actually. There's some pretty shades in those. Then I have another Spellbound Beauty. This is the Oracle. Yeah, I thought a shade sounded loose. Let's see if... No. I'm going to glue that one back down. This is going to be a Let It Go Of palette. I just don't need that one. I love that brand. But that one is not got special shades in it. So I don't reach for it. Then from Milk Cosmetics, I have Millennial Pinks. This is a pretty palette. I don't ever reach for it though. I'll put this on the chopping block. These two are not going anywhere. These are the Christmas Town. Stunning. And Halloween Town. The Nightmare Before Christmas collab palettes. Keeping those. Then Nomad Ghost Town USA. Keeping this one. I love this palette. 3 from Lunar Beauty. I have Strawberry Dream. Moonspell. Volume 2. Love these palettes. I love that one. I made a lot of really pretty eye looks. And then Moonspell Volume 1. Love this palette as well. Not going anywhere. And then from Glamlight, I have, what are these over here? Make it easier. I have the Cake palette. Such a pretty palette. I don't reach for this one enough, but I want to keep it, I think. Let me think on that one. Lord of the Rings. This one is definitely not going anywhere. I love this palette. Ice Cream Dream. Another pastel palette. I want to compare this one. The Michaela. I think that is pot 2. Pretty sure this is the pot 2 one. Really pretty palette. I'm keeping that. Barbie and Glamlight Dream Summer palette. Stunning. Keeping that. And then Rick and Morty. Definitely keeping this palette. Their formula is amazing. So let's see here. Kick. Do I need her? I probably don't, but I still want her. I'm keeping that one. This one I want to compare. I used this one recently. It was really nice. Then my only Blend Bunny palette, I have the Divination, which is with Robert Welsh. Love this palette. I'm keeping that. And then from Beauty Bay, I have Berries. I want to compare this one. It's very pink. Midnight. Definitely keeping Midnight. I love this palette. And then Bright. Also keeping. I have Hit Pan in that shade right there. Okay, before we jump into the rest, we're going to talk about the ones that I wanted to do comparisons. So, for pink, we have Flirty Talk and Berries. I'm going to keep Flirty Talk because it's magnetic and more unique. Whereas Berries, I feel like I have plenty of these shades. So that one's going to go. And then on the pastels, I decided the BH one can go. The Garden of Juvia's can go. And then I'm going to keep Ice Cream Dream. So it's 3 more palettes in the to-go box. Alright, let's start here. Organize these a bit. Right, most of this next section we're going to go through have come from subscription boxes. Mostly Ice Cream Beauty, but there's a couple from the Slay Glam box that I still have. So we're going to go through all of these and figure out what I'm keeping. I'm probably not getting rid of much out of the next sections. So let's start with the Diosa by Chantica Beauty. I have 2 of them. So we have this one with neutral shades and this one with black and white. These are really pretty palettes. I'm keeping these Ice Cream Beauty and Beauty Moon Cosmetics. I have Treat and Trick. Really pretty palettes. Let me think on these for a second. So I laid a bunch out, and I know for sure this one can go. This is Rasha B Cosmetics Gold Digger. That one can go. Let's see. This one is with Just Anne, and same with this one. So we have Extraordinaries and Xmas Wishes. I used to really enjoy watching her channel. I really like this one, so I'm sure keeping that one. This one is Rasha B 4 Seasons. I do not like this one, but I like the creator, which makes it tough because it is the whole reason why I got it. So I'm gonna think on those two. This one I absolutely adore, this shade right here, and I also like that one. I'm keeping this. So I'm thinking on these two. Let's see here. There are some color stories that seem a little similar. This one by DD Signature, Lioness Heart. I'm keeping that one for sure. And these two by Beauty Moon Cosmetics that are very similar to these ones. So let's see here. I really like this. I really like all three of these. And these. So I think I'm keeping those. And then from Saints, Angels, Sinners, I have Unity, Kazi, Just Anne, Snow Globe, Be the Gift. Some of these I bought. Blessed. And Yummy, which was with Ice Cream Beauty. And, I really like their formula. It's sad that they're gone. I don't really think there's any of these that I to get rid of either. Let's see, we have Gourmand Girls, Le Petit Mason. Pretty. It's a good formula. I just wasn't fond of the color story. But I do like some of these shimmers. Siesta Leah Moore. I love this palette. And Warriors Wear Pink. Let's create a... This is a maybe. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. 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 From Clarity Cosmetics, I have Bloom. I really like this palette. And Dead Roses. I want to keep both of those. From Notoriously Morbid, I have Dapper Darklings. I have not used this yet. I've been afraid to. I'm putting this in the chopping block. The Companion, Copacetic, and M. Jones 5018. I love this palette. It's so pretty, but the quality's going downhill, so I need to get on using it quite a bit, but I'm not ready to part with it. NBA Cosmetics and Deandra Nicole, Sunset Beach. This is a beautiful palette. Notice Beauty. Yeah, Notice Beauty. Moonage. Beautiful palette. Lethal Cosmetics. I don't remember which one this is. Stunning. Keeping that one for sure. So I'm thinking on the pile that I set off to the side over here. I'm going to go on. So I have Lunar Beauty, Siren, Sunset. It has some shifty shades in it. Love this palette. Keeping it. Nomad Royal Europe. This one also has shifty shades, but I love this palette. Keeping it. Spellbound Beauty, I have 3 more here. I have Heart Killer, which has some special shades and some satinies and some just shiny, and yeah, keeping that one. I also have Witchcraft, gorgeous palette, amazing quality, especially, that way the price is insane. And then Coven, gorgeous palette. These are like 25 bucks a piece, and they're amazing. Absolutely astounded that she was selling at that price. And then from Odin's Eye, I have 2 of the Angelica palettes. I have the little Ghost palette. Beautiful, love these. And then I have Trick or Treat, keeping those. I have 2 from Fantasy Cosmetica. I have Warlock, love this palette. And Rogue, and I also love this palette. Those aren't going nowhere. From Simply Posh, I have Snow Angel. I was not impressed by the mattes, but I do love the shimmers, and I'm keeping that. From Cosmic Beauty, I have 1 palette. It is the Winter Wonderland palette, and I do enjoy this palette. It is very pretty. So all of these, well, so Odin's Eye, Fantasy Cosmetica, and Cosmic Beauty, I really like their formula, but it's not my favorite formula, but it is up there in the top, like, 10. From Adept, I have Cyborg Choir. Stunning, gorgeous, not going anywhere. I have Inspired, gorgeous, love this palette, not going anywhere. Element 115, gorgeous, stunning, not going anywhere. This is one of my top 5 brands. And then the Seahorse palette, the first one, gorgeous, stunning, not going anywhere. Then we have Unearthly, and this is one of my top 5 brands. So I have Resurgence, which was with Heather Austin, gorgeous palette, stunning, not going anywhere. Devour, love this palette. Spring Magic, also love this palette. And then my top brand, tippy top brand, would be Inslee Rain, and this is the rest of my Inslee Rain palettes. So we have Flutter. None of these are going anywhere. Stunning. Flourish. Beautiful. Oop. Underland. Beautiful. Glow. I love these palettes. Lands of Enchantment. Stunning. Love these. Strawberry Moon. Beautiful palettes. Flower Moon. Stunning, gorgeous. Twisted Tea Party. Stunning, gorgeous. And probably my least favorite palette is the Cosmic Dreamer, but it's still a beautiful palette. So that is all of those. Alright, so these 2 palettes I think I missed. So I have the Gemini 2 pretty palette. I'm going to keep this one for now, try it out. And then the Hershey's Glam Light Kisses, I'm going to keep that one for now. I went through some of the singles in the ColourPop palettes that I had broken up, and I'm going to part with all of these ones. And all of these ones, which I think is the whole Lakers palette. So those are going to go. Let's see. Then I have these ones I had said I was going to think about. We have Vampy Treat. The Lonely Scarecrow from Poppy and Fluff. The Petite Maison from Gourmand Girls. I'm going to keep that one for sure. We have Extraordinaries. 4 Seasons. I think I'm going to give this one another shot and keep trying it. Warriors Wear Pink. I'm going to keep this one for now. Same with these 3. I'm going to go ahead and keep all of those. And then the ones that were in the chopping block, I have used some of them and made some decisions on some of them. So I will show you what all ended up being in the chopping block and tell you what I've decided. So Dapper Darklings, I have used this palette and I did enjoy it. So I'm keeping that one. Lottie London, The Vampire Diaries, Love Sucks. I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit longer. Mercury Retrograde by Huda Beauty. I'm keeping this one. I used this one recently for a couple of looks and I enjoyed it. Millennial Pinks by Melt Cosmetics. I want to play with this. So those are going to be... so these are going in to the chopping block. The ones I've tried and know I like, I'm going to keep... if that makes sense. So, Avocado Toast. I'm going to part with this one. Madame Violet by Notoriously Morbid. I want to play with this one some more, so that's going in the chopping block. Juvia's Place Culture. Such a pretty palette, but I'm going to part with this one. Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. I'm going to keep that in the chopping block. So Begonia by Ace Beauty. That's going to stay in the chopping block. I haven't played with that one yet. Cinnamon Swirl by Too Faced. This thing smells delicious, but I did not. I used it and just... I can do the same thing with other things, and the shimmers will look way better. So I'm going to part with that one. Lunar Beauty. Life's a Drag Facelift. Doesn't want to open. There we go. I'm going to play with this one. Ace Beauté, Falling For You. I'm going to part with that one. I know, I see you. I see you. Hold on. Alright, so Jungle Lights. I'm going to play with that one. Golden Hour by Dose of Colors. I want to play with this one. Sydney Grace, Chasing Your Dreams. I want to play with this one before I decide. Natasha Denona, Zindo palette. I want to keep playing with that one. Margarita. I want to play with that one. Let's see. So I haven't had a chance yet to compare Chocolate Martini and Smoky Roses and decide if I want to keep one, both, or what. So I'm going to keep those in the chopping block. The Lust for Dusk palette. I have not played with this one yet. Well, I've played with it before, but I haven't played with it since I started this video. But I know I'm going to keep it, so that one's just going to go in the pile of keep. And then Dose of Colors, She's a 10. I want to play with that one. Naked, Urban Decay Honey. I'm going to part with this one. Morphe and Coca-Cola. I'm going to part with this one. And then Buxom Forever Babe. I want to play with this one again. I really like this palette, so I want to play with it and see if I still... Pretty sure I'm going to end up keeping it. But I'm going to put it in the play with. And I will start putting stuff up. And come back with totals and maybe more declutters or chopping block. We shall see. Alright, so Pepper's here with us because she wants to be with me. She decided to take over the blanket. She's so cute. So, I added to the chopping block, added Desert Skies. Chopping block, Sub-Zero by BH. Sweet Shop Cotton Candy by BH. And I don't think I showed this one. It was probably with my face palettes. This is Laura Geller, The Best of the Best Tuscan Dreams. It's got 3 other face powders in there. And those are going in the chopping block. So totals, I decluttered 38. I put 22 in the chopping block. And I am keeping 216. And yeah, I might do a declutter on some of the chopping block later in the year. So, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope the rest of it goes wonderful. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Bye.